Hi, JurassicJunkie here, and I'm about to be sick. Welcome to the Friday Night Rant. Hi guys, really not feeling very well today. Jo's gone out, she's working late today, so I've got to fend for myself. So I thought I'll go with the basic thing, chuck a pizza in. It says 20 minutes on the box, give it about 24, just for a bit of luck. And put loads of cheese on the top because I'm a cheese fiend. And then sat up here, I thought, get this down there. And then I'll start doing the Friday Night Rant and a bit into it, and it was cold, ice cold, but warm on the top. And I thought, it. So I ate it, and now I feel really, really bad. So I don't know if it's that point where you think, shall I stick my fingers down my throat and just make myself feel better? But I've not done that yet, but at any point during this video, I could puke on myself or I just have to run off and bleh. So moving on. It just shows that I can't look after myself. This week's drink is sponsored by .gp, because he's gave me a can of pussy to .gp. Oh, it feels like it's sorted me out already. Oh, do you, sir? Which I might just actually say your name is Ian. I got told off by Joe for not saying Ian on the camera. But if I would have said, Ian sent me a package, everyone would have gone, who's Ian? So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. This is going to be, again, a little Nintendo rant at the start. And I am not going to bash them too much. It's just because it's current news, so I'm going to talk about it. And it's the 3DS. The 3DS has dropped down in price, and it's dropped down quite a lot. A few people are angry that they brought it and now it's slumped so quickly. And I was looking at some bits and bobs on the internet today, and it was just telling you how fast certain consoles drop. And majority of the time they drop for a reason. And like the Dreamcast dropped in price just because the PlayStation 2 was about to come out, so it had a competitor, so it dropped to just try and grab that bit of people. And other people just do it because it's in time with like a summer holiday or something like that. There's always a reason why there should be a drop. But the 3DS doesn't really have one. It's just that it's not doing too good, so it's dropped. And we're saying like the last time it did that was during the Virtual Boy, and it dropped 3 times, then discontinued. And I'm not saying the 3DS is going to go down that path, but because it's dropped that quickly already, so obviously something's going bad. Plus last week I was saying you got 15 game cancellations, and the big thing is now, because of these little things that are happening, the shares for Nintendo are starting to plummet. At the moment, the person who owns the most amount of shares lost $500 million in one day. And at the same time, the CEO of Nintendo has decided to say, I'm going to take half a pay cut salary. I'm just going to lose half of it. 50% of my wages I'll no longer take. So the thing is, if, say, they sold a product and it didn't do well because of the recession or something like that, and people couldn't afford to buy it, or a world event happened or something like that, if something caused the 3DS not to sell very well, you wouldn't get the CEO going, I'm going to take the hit for this one. It would just be like, damn, that was bad luck. But for him to hold his hand up and say he's going to take a pay cut just proves that something was done wrong in the first place. And I just simply think it is. The 3DS shouldn't be here yet. The games aren't fully here yet, so I think the 3DS should be dropping in perhaps September, along with a load of games, and we'd all run in and grabbed it straight away. So I don't think it's going to be a problem. Like I say, when I did the video last week and I said there's a lot of people waiting for the 3DS, it confirmed it. A load of people did say the same thing, can't even speak. A lot of people said the same thing, saying, yes, I am waiting. So it just shows the price has dropped, people are going to grab it now, the games are coming out, everyone's going to grab it, and it's going to be fine. It's just that obviously things have gone wrong, because half a pay cut, $500 million, that's bad. This thing I want to talk about now, it's not a rant as such, it's just something I like to see. And I know someone's going to say, they've already done it, and they probably have, I just want to see it more. And what that is like, originally used to have rental shops, which was like before the days when you used to have music shops. Most of you won't know them days because they've closed down now and turned to an iTunes store. But back in the day, there used to be rental shops, and you could go in and rent movies. And they've disappeared now, and everybody just rents online or through the console. That much so that Netflix, 50% of its revenue is through the consoles now. So everyone's sat at home, turning on the games unit and just watching movies through it, which is awesome. It's easier for us. But what I've noticed lately is when I go to my shop, they've got a big machine, which is one of those like pop-in rental places where you can go in, it will just dispense the DVD there and then, you'll watch it, and then you go the next day and you put it like in a bin, it detects you've dropped it off, and that's it, jobs are good. And they're quite cool. I've never really used one because I've never seen a movie that I want, but I think they should start putting games in them, because you can rent games from things like websites I can't remember. I just paused then and I thought, you know what, I will remember a name and then I'll insert it with a nice cut chop. And I can't think of anything. My mind's gone blank. I just feel rough and I feel like my sweats is coming on there, so that's never good. But you understand what I'm saying. You can rent movies and games online. So I'd like to see just these boxes in shops where you can just rent games, because it would be awesome to walk by it, not intending to rent anything, and just going, ooh, Assassin's Creed, I'll actually play that, nick it for 3 days, and then you can just pop it back in. And I think it would be really cool to actually see that starting to happen. And like I say, I bet you the money, if I put it into Google Images, I'll probably see some of these boxes that exist. But I've never actually bumped into one, but I've seen plenty of them that actually just sell the DVDs. So it would be nice for them to start renting games out. Right, and I've got another rant actually, and it's about a YouTuber. A YouTuber's annoyed me. And you might be thinking, is it the person that everyone's normally talking about? No, it isn't. Somebody else. And you'll never guess who it is. It's the Gothman. Yes, you, the Gothman, aka the spokesman. And you'll be sat at home going, but why? What have I done, Jurassic Junkie? Well, I'll tell you what you've done. You make videos and you do pickup videos, but occasionally you bring this thing out. A guitar, yes. And you play it occasionally. And you play it well. And I've got a guitar, as you saw. And I can't play mine, and it went away into the room and it's never been touched. It's been collecting dust for 2 years. And I've seen your videos and you look like you enjoy it when you play it, and I've always gone, I want to play the guitar, because then I can play cool computer game music through the guitar and met my geekiness level +1. And I've decided to tune her in and give her a go, and I've been trying to do the Zelda Ocarina of Time Lost Woods theme. I hate you now. I can't feel my fingers anymore. Anybody who's tried to play the guitar will understand you just lose your fingers, you can't feel them anymore. Anyone who's been playing it forever, you probably wouldn't know anymore because you just can't feel anything. And I've been playing that for a week, just trying to, because I don't know nothing. I can't do any of these C's and B's. I don't know nothing about guitars. I'm going to take some time to actually learn all the chords. See, I know one thing, it's called a chord. But I just went in and says, what's the tabs to Zelda? And then I tried to do this. Some of you will be going, ooh, that's bad. Some of you are going, no, that's not too bad. But either way, that took about 50 takes to nail that one. I can't feel my fingers. And Joe is getting sick and tired of hearing do-do-do, do-do-do. And that's all your fault, Gothman. All your fault. So, if you want to give him any hate mail, I'm going to pop his link below. Don't give him any hate mail. He's a top bloke. You should be checking his channel out anyway. He really is. Genuinely nice guy. And like I say, he just jumps on the guitar every so often and he's really good at it. So, you've inspired me to not be able to feel my fingers. Thank you. One thing that's annoying me this week, Nintendo. Sorry, I do like Nintendo. They just do things that could make me angry. And this is just so petty. It's stupid, it's going to make me look like an idiot, but I'm going to moan anyway. And that is, Nintendo do all their products in white, which is fine, I like it. Everyone's got their own colours. White's good. Then they released the Super Mario Wii in red, which I wasn't too bothered about because there was red Wii that kind of went with that Wii, and it's okay, but it on the shelves it kind of sticks out, but might be in a good way. But I was like, okay then, I can take the red one. So I've been looking today and they're about to release the Sonic and Mario Olympics 2012 London. Terrible idea, we're just going to cash in on the Olympics game, which I'll probably end up playing and enjoying, but so I can't really moan at that. But they decided to go with a new case. I was like, okay, that's cool. Yellow. Yellow. And this bit here is in yellow and it looks like somebody's just done it in paint. It really doesn't look nice. And then when you've got a nice shelf, you're going to have white, 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 red, white, yellow. There's a reason that no one has ever gone with a yellow case before, because it's yellow. So I'm not even going to go down it. That's it. It's petty, I know. I just spat as well. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm sick. I'm spitting. I can't finish my sentences. I'm sweating. I'm going to have to go to bed. Oh, and while we're at it, actually, as you can see, this case doesn't look too official, and that's because I've printed it. Because I got my Super Mario in a cardboard case, which that's what they did when you brought the new version of the Wii. So it's like, okay then, that's cool. We just emailed Nintendo, just trying to look, just saying we're not happy with this, because we had a complaint with the points card as well, which actually was a genuinely good complaint. But anyway, they turned around to us and says, well, tell you what, would you like to have some free Wii cases sent to you? I was like, yeah, of course you would. And I was like, okay, what's your address? We'll send it you. That was Christmas, still not turned up. But that's it, I'm not going on about it. Next week I'm going to come and say Nintendo's awesome. In fact, Nintendo are awesome, because there's something that went under my radar, and Joe just told me, because we brought our 3DS at the start, before the price drop, we are now Nintendo ambassadors, or whatever word they want to call it, and because of that they gave us like 10 free games, all like downloadable games, but nonetheless that's pretty awesome. So just to respect the customers that brought it from the get-go, they said here's some free games, so that is good Nintendo. So he's already going to a positive Nintendo rant now, so yeah, no, that is awesome and I do appreciate that. The last thing is, I want to start doing more game reviews. So I picked a game and I thought, you know what, I'm going to play this and then I'm going to review it, and this can be a review because I haven't done one in ages, and I just had to turn it off because it just wound me up. And that is a game called Dungeons. Not many people have heard of this, but a lot of people have heard of Dungeon Keeper. My friend come round, Grant, last week, and he says, have you heard of Dungeons? It's supposed to be like Dungeon Keeper-ish. But it's got a different twist, so don't go in expecting Dungeon Keeper, just expecting a game that consists of dungeons. You might appreciate it. So like, okay then. So I started playing it, and when I play games on the PC, most times they're quite easy first-person shooters and stuff like that, but I never really play super complex, levelling up, RPG giant games. And if I do, they normally build up and say this is how it all works. But this game kind of told me one or two things. That did that, that did that. But there was loads of things going off at the same time. Like, I'm quite confused already. And the idea is Dungeon Keeper was cool. You had a dungeon, you built it, and if people entered it, you killed them. Game over. On this, it's the same kind of thing. You've got a dungeon, but you don't build it. You just get an area, and as you expand that area, you take whatever's in your area. So you never build. It's just that there was a room, you get close to it, that's your room now. I'm like, no, I want to build it in the way I want. But nonetheless, okay, I'll take that on. And then people start to enter your dungeon, and I'm like, right, kill them! And I went in and murdered them. And the game told me off, and he says, no, what you've got to do is kill them, but before you kill them, you've got to make them happy. Because when you kill them, you take their souls. But if it's a happy soul, there's more goodness in it. So make them happy, then kill them, we'll take the happy souls, and that's more energy for us. It's like, I can see where you're coming from. Alright then, we'll go with making these people happy before I kill them. So I open this gate where the enemies come in, and you can put things around the dungeon that keeps them happy or occupied. And there was a big fat bowl of cash. So the first person went in, picked the cash up, went, I'm happy, and walked straight out again. And the computer went, no, you should have killed him. I was like, alright, then give me a chance. So he picked his gold up, killed him, happy soul, job's a good one. Right, I'll go off and start playing around with my dungeon. Next minute, the next bloke come in, picked the gold up and left. And they told me off again. And every 30 seconds people came in. So you've got to watch the gate, wait until they're happy, then kill them. But at the same time, you've got stuff to be doing and exploring. So it just felt like I needed two of us playing. One to watch the gate, and one to advance throughout the actual dungeon. So I'm really, really disappointed with it. Somebody might have played it all the way to the end, understands it and says, you've got this completely wrong, it's a really nice game. Well, that's their fault because they didn't pull me in at the right level. They kind of just went, come with us and now know everything. And I'm like, oh, and I just couldn't take it all in. So I was pretty gutted with it. Oh, I've really injured myself. This is like the 5th time I've done the question of the week because my mind's all over and I keep wiping sweat off my brow. I'm going to try again, and that is the question of the week. And all it is every so often Hollywood go along and they get an old movie and they bring it back out again. Sometimes they do it for the worst because they go, you know what, we're going to change the story and we're going to do this and do all that, and they just do it wrong. But every so often they keep the movie exactly how it was, just make it better by using better CGI or better I'm going to say animatronics, but it's not as if they use that very often now. But you know what I mean, they make it better by just keeping it the same story. So what would you like to see remade as a game? Because there's plenty of old games out there and they've gone, you know what, we're going to remake it, but then they butcher it because they don't keep it the same. Whereas like Halo, the remastered version or the anniversary version, I can't remember the name of it, is the same game, just updated graphics, and they also did it for Monkey Island. So what other game would you like to see? The original one, just updated graphics, sound, and just plays that bit better, but it's the same game. I can't believe that took me 4 or 5 attempts to just do that. So that's it, I really do apologise. I was contemplating just shutting the camera off and uploading a video saying I'm poorly, I can't do the video, but I don't know how it's going to turn out, so we shall see. Thank you for putting up with me, and I'm going to lay down now. Cheers, bye. Yellow. Yellow.